Hello and welcome to the Horror Hour. It's the place where we discuss, debate, and disagree on all things horror. I'm one of your hosts, Liam. Hello. And today I'm joined by my fellow spooky co-host, Yutaka. Hello, Yutaka.
Howdy.
Welcome. So today, as you can probably tell by the title, we're doing something that is not horror. We are not discussing, debating, or disagreeing on anything horror. What we are going to do, because obviously, as people are aware who are fans of this channel, we're currently on a break from our main podcast episodes. And as we said, if we get anything that comes across our way, we will do a review for it if we have the time. And something that we were very lucky to get was screeners for Heartstopper Season 3. Something that I am a huge fan of.
I'm a casual fan.
And you a casual fan, yeah. He's watched them. And so we thought, why not give you something different? Why not delve into the world of Heartstopper and give it a review from the perspective of two spooky older gays who are watching this kid about tweens. So with that in mind, let's get started on the Heartstopper review. So it is season 3 that we're picking up on. So I'm assuming you've seen season 1 and season 2. If you haven't, go back and watch them. Then come back, watch our review, and then go and watch season 3. So season 3 picks up with Charlie would like to tell Nick that he loves him. Nick also has something important to say to Charlie. As the summer holiday ends and months race on, the friends begin to realize that the school year will come with both its joys and its challenges. As they learn more about each other and their relationships, plan social events and parties, and start thinking about university choices, everyone must learn to lean on those they love when the life doesn't go to plan.
Oh my goodness. Also, side note, navigating high school as a queer teen is horror enough. Just saying.
That. It is awful. So I think...
I wouldn't say why not? Everyone has their own experiences, but I'm just saying it can be a horrific experience for people.
It can. So to start us off, we'll just give a broad overview of what we thought of the show as a whole for this season. For myself, loved it. Couldn't love it anymore. I loved season 1. I loved season 2. I cried my way through both of them seasons. I cried my way through this season. I'm coming into this show as an older gay gentleman. We will just say older. We will not say anything else. Who obviously never had this kind of content growing up, and it's wonderful to watch this show and know that this generation are getting something so wonderful that they can have as their own, that can help guide them through the turbulent world of coming out and all that jazz. And honestly, I think that's why I enjoy it so much. And I think that's why I enjoyed season 3, because I think season 3, as we've seen with season 1 to season 2, things like get a little bit more grown up because they're growing up. And I think season 3 has continued that trend of growing the story along with their ages. So it's not as like clean and cookie cutter as season 1 is. It's just as season 2 wasn't as clean and as cut as season 1. So for me, loved it. Perfect. It's exactly what I wanted from season 3. Yutaka, what did you make of it?
I will. So maybe as like, oh, hold on, because I see my internet being stupid. Because it knew I was about to say some things. So that's fair. That's fair. I get that. Okay, so
it cut me off for a reason.
Yeah, it did. So I enjoy the series. Maybe not to the level that you do, Liam. However, that being said, I really enjoyed the more adult aspects of this season because I don't think it because season 1 and 2 are certainly lovey-dovey, and at times for me, even though I love this material and I think it's great to see it, is slightly unrealistic at times. Just in my opinion, just because of
that's fine.
I think of us how we were growing up,
yes,
in terms of like what we were met with, and so obviously it's 2024. You know, when it can, even when the came out. Times have changed, but for some it hasn't. So I was like, it's a little bit like too like, okay, guys. However, I really appreciated the more gotta be careful of spoilers. I just loved how they handled certain topics that I think should be discussed, and I think do need some actual, I guess, needs to be grounded in, I think, real life. And I think that's why I enjoyed this season so far the most out of the previous, the other two. This one has really, I think, elevated to also there's more of a supporting cast to where they all get to tell their own stories, and you see some supportive parents. Actually, I think most of them are, now that I think about it. But you do get to see them all, as he said, lean on each other, and that's something that hopefully you have that experience regardless in high school, a good group
Yeah.
of friends. And I do appreciate some of the things that I saw within this. So yeah.
Okay, good. I, I I I obviously did not have the same experience as these children in high school. However, I do know times have changed. I do know people are like children are more accepting, no matter what Twitter would like people to think. So I don't look at it and go, oh well, I didn't have that experience, so I can't relate. I kind of see it as this is the idea, this is what I wanted as a child, and this is what it looks like is starting to happen. Because there is still some issue. There was still issues in season 1 and 2. Obviously, there isn't as many in season 3 when it comes to the school aspects. So I just kind of see it as like,
I just think
the
1 and 2 were a bit
idealized
more tropey as season 3, where I think it really took a more serious approach, and I liked that.
Yes. So what we'll do is we'll discuss in pairs, shall we say. So starting off, we have I keep wanting to call them Joe and Kit.
Charlie and Nick.
We have your Charlie and Nick. So what did you think of their relationship and how it blossomed throughout this season 3? Obviously without spoilers, because this is a non-spoiler review.
Which is so hard. Like there's like
I know
component as to why I think it really is very pivotal, because I think it's very important when anybody's going through a tough time that you have, whether it be a friend or a partner, or both, that you have somebody, well, also family, that you can lean on. And you really see that. But one of the other things is, to not lean on them too much.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yes.
And they handled that balance because you saw both sides, how it can affect. And I'm not saying like, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I think some folks have to realize too, in I think with anybody, sometimes you just need that help to be able to just let things out. And
you don't need to skirt around that part, as I said. That's so obviously hard. That's in season 2. That started in season 2. So people know Charlie is going through things other than just obviously romantic and school issues. They know about the eating disorder. That's not a new thing.
I think part of it is the fact that they're kids, and so you can only lean on your friend group so much, because they're not equipped to handle that or provide necessarily the advice that maybe the one struggling needs. And so I really appreciate that aspect of how you see that and how that relationship grows.
Again, I love the relationship that these two have. Do I think obviously at the beginning it was a bit unrealistic? Yes, but I think it's grown to become more realistic as the seasons have went on. And with Yutaka, there is a lot more that we would probably both like to say. But obviously, because it is a non-spoiler review, we have to kind of skirt around it. But I will say the way
Because Netflix will like.
the way the eating disorder is handled this season compared to last season is very good. I think it's very informative. I don't think they've taken the approach of, well, we're going to do this because it's in the book, but we're just going to brush it away kind of thing. I think they've really decided to send a message to the audience that this show is for, which is the young teens.
It wasn't sensationalized.
And supply them. Yes, it wasn't sensationalized, and I think it does. It supplies a lot of. It's probably going to supply a lot of help for people who watch this show who may suffer, because there is a lot of information in here that if you pay attention. And I'm not saying this is for the person actually going through it. I'm saying that there is information not just for that person, but there's also for a lot of really helpful information for the people around them as well. And I think that really is why Netflix have done such a good job, and the Heartstopper team have done such a good job in bringing that aspect to the show. So that is that one. So next we shall talk about the friends. So we have Tao, Elle, Isaac, Ally, I can never remember her name, and then the new person who joined us.
That's Imogen, isn't it?
Imogen, that's it.
I'm an ally.
I'm an ally. And Imogen, and then their new friend Sasha. Was she called Sasha, the new friend?
No, I think we're butchering. I thought it was Sahar, but maybe
Sahar. That's it. Yes. So the friend group, then that is who we are left with from the main group. How do you? Well, I'll go first on this one. So for the friends, I think they did a good job in showing Tal and Elle more this season in the way that their relationship is, because I think, again, it's going to be quite informative to the young people. The way they handle their new relationship, it's going to show possibly pitfalls and allow people to be like, oh, do I go on like that? I'm going to make a more sterner effort to make sure I don't. But again, it's the friends across the board, like there have been in all of the previous seasons. They're all amazing. Isaac will hold a special place in my heart till my dying day, because he is just so adorable, and the actor playing him does such a good job at not making. I think because this character, under another person, could have come across as very standoffish or quite abrupt in how they're handling things. But I think the way this actor plays it makes Isaac such a sympathetic character without being a victim in the way he's finding himself. And I think under another person, it could have went very, very wrong. So I'm glad that this actor was able to find this way of approaching themselves, the way that they play the character.
Yeah, I mean,
Imogen and Sahar, the comic relief like they've always been. They're there, they're good. They supply them laughs, and then you get on with the actual story.
Yeah, I mean,
but yeah, Isaac is my highlight from the friends, though.
I honestly, again, I like how each couple, aside from obviously Isaac, had their own bit of challenges, and obviously, every character had a certain challenge that I feel like they had to somewhat overcome, or they need to approach. Not necessarily overcome. They just needed to put it in the forefront. It needs to be discussed. And I think how this season handles all of that, it shows the good and the bad. And I don't think it's kind of like this cookie cutter cleanup, like, oh, it's all happy and go lucky. So I appreciate that. I think for me, though, I really enjoyed seeing Tara and Darcy's relationship, how that started to how it hit towards the end.
Yes. Oh God, I forgot about
Because that
Tara
was
and Darcy.
such an interesting dynamic, just how it ended season 2. But see, but I enjoyed that because that was a very real kind of like. There were more than just their relationship. It was more about also just family life. It was because obviously, in season 2, she wants
Oh,
nothing to do.
you would have loved the who turns up, the family member.
So
Yeah, okay.
yeah, I really
That explains why
enjoyed.
you like them.
That's fair. That's fair. That's totally fair. I did when she popped up. I'm like, get the hell out of here!
As soon as she popped up, literally I was watching it, and as soon as she popped up, I went, "Oh, Yutaka's going to have such a wonderful time now."
I did. I was cackling. So, but I again, there's just, I don't know. I feel like I really found this season to be more bingeable for me. Just because I didn't want to stop watching it, whereas I feel like maybe season 1, season 2, I'm like, I need a break because it was just
I
too
didn't have a
much.
break.
I know.
I sat and watched season 1 on an aeroplane coming home from a holiday, and I sobbed the whole aeroplane
Now,
ride
I didn't
home.
sob, but that's just me. But like, I don't know. Overall, I had a really good experience. I don't have many negatives, honestly.
Well,
I
we're not getting to negatives yet. We have one. We have one final bracket of cast. So the final bracket of cast is
Okay.
supporting characters, so the family and the teachers.
The teachers really weren't in it as much this season.
Well, that's why I wanted to bring it up. I'm quite sad that we didn't get as much of the two teachers that we all were very happy with in season 2. But they're in it a very little bit. But they are in it, so at least that. However,
With that.
yeah, I would say we got some nice family moments this season. Obviously, as everyone is aware already, obviously Olivia Colman couldn't film for season 3. There were scheduling conflicts. So they have found a nice way around bringing some of Nick's extended family in, which was a lovely surprise. So I will not say who it is because I can't remember a cast announcement going out for this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I know Jonathan Bailey got announced, but I can't remember.
As well,
Was she?
Yeah, she was.
Okay, well, Hayley Atwell was announced then. I hadn't heard, so it was a lovely surprise for me. I love Hayley Atwell. I think obviously she was great as Captain Carter, but I think in Mission Impossible and in his Cinderella's mom, she's really shown that she's such a warm actress as well as the feisty actress. And I think this allowed her to show that wonderfully. And obviously, the queen of all family members is Charlie's sister, who is just a legend, an icon. And she is the moment, and she continues to be the moment. She's like top tier character as far as I'm concerned. She's wonderful. Her deadpan concern is just marvelous.
Yeah, I think my only thing is sometimes I feel like they don't know what to do with her.
Oh no, I think they know what to do with that, and I think they do it very well. I think they've never strayed from the path of. She's been the same since day dot.
Yeah, no, no,
And
no. I don't think it's not her character in terms of her acting choices, line delivery, or anything like that. I just mean story wise. I just felt like that we didn't get more. That I was
oh,
thinking we were going to get more.
we definitely got more of Charlie's sister in this season than we've had in previous seasons. Definitely got more, because there is a whole new facet to her character this season, which it was a really fun addition.
Okay.
I'm saying it.
Hey,
Do you have any thoughts on the family?
No, I think it was, again, it was very nice. Yeah, I don't have anything really on the parents because I also don't feel like they stood out. I feel really bad saying like Olivia Colman really kind of stole the show. So
She does.
Charlie's parents kind of don't as register as much.
They register, but they don't register in a way I can discuss in a non-spoiler review.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Okay, so you said you didn't have many negatives. So what are the small amount of negatives?
Well, I mean, again, I still feel like I wanted to see a little bit more of Tori and a little bit more because I felt like for the majority was her constantly just checking on her brother. Like, I feel, not to say, I just feel like it would have been nice to see a little bit more outside that element. I know where you're going, whereas story-wise, yes, but I just wanted to see a little bit more. That's just me, because, again, I like the character, so I want to see a little bit more.
But don't get us wrong. I would love to have like a full episode dedicated to her.
As much as they spent also in the previous seasons also highlighting the teachers, it was kind of crazy that they were like non-existent this season.
I did think that.
And some of it I kind of felt was like more for maybe some guest stars or some of that.
Yeah.
I was just like, I was like, that was just weird. I don't know. I didn't like that choice because the teachers have been also a staple in the show.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you on that. That is my only negative in this is the teachers have always been a mainstay of the first two seasons. And I understand that a lot of this season is set in the school holidays, so obviously that makes it a bit difficult to get around the fact that there's
yes.
But
okay, that's fair.
There was chances to bring the teachers in more and they didn't. And I think that was a detriment.
Well, also
but only a very slight one. Only a slight one.
Charlie's relationship though with Mr. Ajayi. I'm probably butchering that dude's name. Oh my goodness.
It was Mr. Farouk. Yeah.
Am I saying his name wrong? Not Farouk.
I don't know.
The art teacher. I could be butchering his name, but they always had like that relationship that he was somebody Charlie could go to, and that's why I was kind of just taken aback that even when we did have times within the school year that we did not see that. So
yeah, and I think there's one scene where you're like, oh good, and then they like pull back from it, and I'm like, oh.
I was annoyed. Like I was like, damn it.
Yeah.
I really would have liked to seen. Yeah.
There was signs there, and I think if we were going to portray this in the realistic manner in which they try and do certain things, that isn't how it would have been handled, and we would have gotten more out of the teacher.
Yeah, for sure. But also the character too. He's just always been there for him. So
yeah,
I don't know. That's that kind of like just I was like that left a.
No, I agree.
That's probably my biggest negative. And again, I enjoyed this season. I think those who love Heartstopper in general, I don't think they're gonna have any issues with this season. They're gonna.
No, they are. I loved it. Like I'm saying, yes, I agree that they did have these slight negatives. But none of them slight negatives were anything that hindered my enjoyment of the show.
Mm-hmm.
I still loved it. I still had a good time. I still didn't want it to end. And I just think the show keeps getting better and stronger as it goes on. And I'm very excited for season 4. Like it hasn't quelled anything. It still makes me want more. So
how do you feel?
And I think that's the part of the show.
One? Will it
it's going to be.
I've not read the books, so I don't know
heart-wrenching.
If you feel it's going to wrap up.
Well, they've followed so far, so yeah.
Okay.
I don't think there's like they've kept to the book so far. They can continue. I don't think anything's really going to change.
Okay.
So right. I think season 4 is going to be wonderful. Am I depressed that it's going to be the end? Am I going to have to wrap myself into a blanket burrito and cry for 3 days at the fact that it's over? Yes.
Wait, can I call out? Actually, I don't know if it's in the trailer though. I liked them making subtle shade at certain franchise, and that made me chuckle.
Yeah, but that's not in the trailers, so I don't think.
Then I will.
But we can see. Yeah, we can see.
It was a highlight. It was
very funny.
Referenced it. I was chuckling. I was like, that is being self-aware, and that I appreciated.
Yeah. And I will say, obviously, we've been told we can't say anything on certain things. It comes in the press release. However, if you're a Heartstopper fan and you're watching this review, you've probably seen the interviews with the cast. So you probably know things are going to happen, and it is done impeccably. So that is my thoughts. And if you know the show, you will know what I'm talking about. So read between them lines. So to wrap up,
starts crying. We got to wrap this up.
I was just about to say. So to wrap this up, Yutaka, out of 5, how would you score season 3 of Heartstopper?
I'd give it a 4.5 out of 5.
Wonderful. I would give it a 5 because I had a marvelous time and I didn't want it to end. And again, overall, so far this season, season 1, 5 out of 5. Season 2, 5 out of 5. Season 3, 5 out of 5. They keep topping themselves, and I need season 4 ASAP. And that is my
ASAP.
I know, and it's so depressing. I'm going to have to wait. But thank you for spending your time with us today. If you are new here and you would like to sample some of our horror-based content, please do see the channel below. And if you liked it, please do subscribe. If you are not new here and just thought, I'll give this a shot, see what shit they're chatting, thank you for giving us a chance and like the video. If you would like more non-horror related content while we are on a break from our main episodes and there's anything coming up that you think you would like to hear our review on, please do let us know and we will see what we can do. So thanks for joining us today. Goodbye.